everything in dating. Thank God I'm freaking married. Be glad that you're single and want to stay single. Be glad that you're getting married. And Melissa, you're not here, but I feel bad for you because everything in dating now, they give like names to it. That behaviors that people just do, including what the slow burn. Do you know what a slow burn is?
I mean, I know what a slow burn is, but in relation to dating,
just
like taking your time, or
yes, it's being in a relationship and you're not feeling the other person, but instead of just breaking up with them then and there because maybe you don't have a good out. Like, I don't know, I'm just not feeling this because people can't handle that. They're like, I need a concrete reason instead of just like, this doesn't feel right. The slow burn is you stay in the relationship until you just hate them and then you break up with them.
Until you hate them?
Until you hate them.
Wait.
So
it's not just giving it a chance and then maybe it works out.
No, you
stay until you hate them.
You completely resent them and then you're like,
I feel like there's something missing from this. I really do.
So wait, let me get this straight.
Something's missing.
So you're in a relationship with someone who you're not feeling. They're not necessarily a bad person or they haven't given you a reason to hate them. But instead of just being out, you stay with them until you hate them. And then you can leave.
They might have given you a reason, but for some reason you're a I don't know, you're a martyr and you're just hanging in there until you hate them. See, what I like to do, what I have incorporated in the past, which I think it's better than this, it's something's wrong with the person, but for some reason, like sometimes you just don't feel right breaking up with someone. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you're like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a bad person. So what you do is you do stuff to make them hate you. And then they break up with you.
I hate when people do that. That's so stupid. That is so childish.
Yes, it is.
Just grow up.
Well, I wasn't growing up when I used to do things like this. Yeah.
What was your fear? What did you think was going to happen?
I don't know. Sometimes you just want to. I can't. It's been so long.
Yeah.
But you'll be in a relationship and you're like, I'm just not feeling this. But I don't know. You feel bad making the other person feel bad.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? It's like Pebbles in a way.
In a way,
I think you should be commended for doing something like that. I'm going to stay and make them hate me. And then they break up with you. And then if you feel better because you're like, well, ultimately they broke up with you and you don't feel bad about it because you were out of the relationship months ago or maybe years ago, depending on how much pain you can sustain.
Again, reason number 7,565 as to why I will happily stay single and choose that life.
Well, that's devastating. Can you imagine being in a relationship and feeling the person you're with and not knowing they don't want anything to do with you, and then they just out the blue, just like, it's over. You're causing more pain than you think you are, and you're being extremely selfish if you're just going to stick around until you feel comfortable. Grow up, like you said,
we've all done it.
Grow up,
right?
And just say, "Hey, I'm sorry. It's nothing against you." To be honest, I know you probably heard that before, but I'm being very, very honest. It's not you, it's me, and this isn't going to work out. Well, and move on.
Did you ever see Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
No.
It's a true story. It's a documentary about.
No, it's not. I know what it is.
Well, no, it's literally it's like he's searching for like the fountain of youth in one of them. Like there's always like a quest that people are looking for, and you hear about it. You're like, the Holy Grail, the fountain of youth, whatever. People looking for mermaids, unicorns, things that don't exist, and to this day, I still have not met the person who has been in a ton of relationships. They've not a ton, but who has been in multiple relationships and every single one ended amicably. It's just like, no, we just broke up. We just decided to. No, there's always something weird that happens. There's always you do something weird. They do something weird. It's just you know what it is? It's part of life. It really is. And then eventually what should happen is you make your mistakes and you realize.
Yep.
You grow from those mistakes. You're like, I'm not going to do that again. That was stupid. That was immature. And then you get into the right relationship.
Or which is great, Or you make mistakes and you realize, hey, I'm at an age where I'm not going to drag somebody along. I'm at an age, I'm at a stage in my life, maturity level is at whatever, that I can just say, hey, it's not going to work and just be done with it.
Sure, but you have to make those mistakes. But my point is, no one has ever gotten into a relationship and been like, out the jump, I nailed it. Unless, you might have those, we were in kindergarten. He said I was going to be his girlfriend, and we started dating in kindergarten, and then we got together in high school. Yeah, I bet you, if you look, there was the closest to that I would say is my cousin with his wife. They were like sweethearts, like from, God. Not Fatty, not the one.
That's
no.
what I was like, wow.
Not Fatty and his girlfriend, who may or may not exist. No.
They still going strong though?
I haven't talked to him in a while, but he hasn't also told me that they're not.
Okay.
I just don't know if he knows her actual name yet. But so did I tell you what? Before I get to that story of my other cousin, last time I saw Fatty, he was showing me pictures of his girlfriend, right? Okay. And there was one where him and her were kissing, and my aunt was there, and she goes, "Did you have to pay her extra for that?"
Oh, stop it!
Anyway, so this is my other cousin, and him and his wife now, I mean, teenage sweet. Like, I just remember I was like, "What are you talking about? We're young. Girl, you're gonna marry." Like, he was like, "I'm gonna marry this girl, whatever," and I didn't want to believe it. I was like, "What are you talking about? Let's go have some sex with girl. Let's go." But whatever. No, he stayed with her. But even them, at one point in their relationship, they went on a break. I forget why it was, but they just went on a break. And in that break, he smashed another girl. And then they got back together, and he told her, he was like, "Yeah, I had sex with another girl, whatever."
I was about to say
but anyway, my point is, like, even those couples, they have a situation like that. So the holy grail is the person who nails it the first time in a relationship, where both people are in a relationship for the first time and just completely nail it. That doesn't happen. It doesn't. You know when it happened? Back like in the 1800s when, you couldn't swipe right or swipe left. You were just like, "Oh, look, there's somebody of the opposite sex close to my age in my village. Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to live here for the rest of my life, and so is she. Let's make a life together." Other than that, it doesn't happen. It's definitely not going to happen now when people are looking at dating like a menu at the Cheesecake Factory.
So help me out, because I'm trying to make the connection between what you're saying and slow burn. Like, how does...
Well, the slow burn was just an example of a way of that people break up toxically, I guess, in a not grown up way.
Okay.
And my point is that everybody does some version of that. Like I said, mine wasn't the slow burn of wait until I hate the person. Mine was make them hate me.
Crazy.
That is.
It sounds ridiculous, but it's on. If you really think about your stuff, you can't be like, "Oh man, in this relationship, it was this happened. You made mistakes. Man, you've been divorced."
I made mistakes, but I also learned in my.
You've been divorced. I keep forgetting too.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
I learned in my journey though, like, I hate stress over everything else. I hate stress, and so if dragging somebody along, that's going to create stress for me. Let's say I'm going to be selfish about it.
But you might drag them along because somewhere in your head you're like, they will grow up, or they'll get over this, or I'll like them again. Even though I have zero feelings for them, I'll like them again. It's like when you have a meal and it's your first time having that meal and you throw up or something and you're like, "I'm going to try it again. Maybe I won't throw up the second time." It's kind of like that.
I guess I'm at a different place. Remember when I was single and you all sent me on or linked me up with that lady who was supposed to be matchmaking, and I had to go on a blind date?
Oh, yeah.
I still feel bad about that blind date today because I was so disrespectful, because I had not, I don't want to say disrespectful, I had no interest. And so the date was just like, I was just sitting there like looking past her, rolling my eyes, looking at the time, like, I got to go, I'm only doing this for work. And I'm bringing that up because if I'm not feeling you, I'm going to let you know. I'm just going to flat out let you know. I'm not going to play no games, man. I can't do that.
Right.
Maybe when I was a teenager and in my 20s, I'll admit that type of stuff, yes. But there comes a point as an adult where you got to cut that mess out and be a man, be a woman, be bold enough to just tell the person you ain't feeling them.
Yeah, Leroy just dropping obvious knowledge that if we were all robots.
But then how come everybody don't do it?
Because we're human beings. That's why.
I smell a hint of cowardness in that. That's what I smell.
No, okay. Let me throw this one at you. If it was that easy, everybody knows what they have to do to be healthy. Why is everybody not healthy? Because you like cinnamon buns.
Yeah, I do.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But you know what you're supposed to do, but you don't do it. That's what people do as humans. I know what I'm supposed to do to make this work, but I don't do it. That's why people fail at jobs. That's why people fail in relationships. That's why people fail on them, because they know what they're supposed to do, but just don't do it. Instead of scrolling through my phone and looking at cat videos, maybe I should be, I don't know, going through Indeed to look for my next job, but you don't do it. That's life broken down in the most basic way.
I just think it's different. If you don't like someone, why are you putting yourself through the pain? Cut it off. Why would you sit there and burn a relationship?
I just told you why.
No, I'm saying I can see if you like someone and they didn't like you and you trying to slow burn it, like, well, maybe they might, even though I don't agree with that either. But that makes more sense than I'm not feeling this person, but I'll stick around until I come up with a good reason.
Maybe
to cut it off.
Maybe you have a lease together and it's not up for 8 months. There's a couple of reasons.
All right, that makes sense.
It's like, I don't feel like moving. Oh.
Right.
And then finally, like, all right, I'm moving. I don't care. Mom, I'm coming back.
Y'all got to grow up.
Clear
man.
the couch.
Grow up, people, man.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.